Hi there, beautiful soul. Welcome back to 15 Minutes with Grada. Today I want to explain a little bit how your thoughts dictate your outcomes. And then I want to go way beyond that as well, because most of you, if you're listening to me regularly, you already know that your thinking comes from recycled material from your recycle bin, and you're recycling your parents' thoughts and your ancestors. And we actually have 60,000 thoughts per day, and scientists discovered that most of those thoughts, which happen to us in the form of self-talk, are negative. They're not here to boost our income or to make us feel healthy or happy or anything like that. So this is called mindset work, which you probably already know and you've probably already been doing for many years, but I still want to remind you today that it's important that you check in with how you're thinking again. So if 60,000 thoughts every day, day after day, are the same for us, they're streaming through us, you could say, and we're an antenna picking up on that, and we don't check in and we just assume that, oh, well, this is who I am, we're always going to get the same results. And over time, well, literally, this is costing us years of our lives because those results are not going to budge, right? And so 95% of what we think is the same day in, day out. But when you start to process your thinking a little bit different, miracles can happen. And I had a huge truck moment literally in the year 2006, which is now 20 years ago, when I literally got hit by a truck. So the irony is I already knew about mindset work back in 2006. I was 44 at the height of my career. I had a successful healing clinic that I was expanding, and 6 children at home, and young teenagers and adults who were all doing well. I was really in a good spot in my life when I was 44. And suddenly I had a huge truck moment, literally. So a truck came along, driven by a Dutch truck driver, on a sunny day in January, on a quiet day it was actually, and it hit me in the back. It struck me just, I was an innocent passenger. No, not really an innocent pedestrian, you could say, because really pedestrians should always be innocent, especially if you're on the side of the road. And he clipped me in the back, which left me with devastating injuries. But I'm sitting here talking to you 20 years later, so I want to unpack a little bit how that changed my life. Thankfully, at that moment, I immediately knew that I could never allow myself to be a victim of the situation. So I immediately thought, why is this happening for me? And that's a really great thought. If you want to cut through all your recycled thinking that you inherited from your parents and copied from your teachers and your church and your community that you grew up with, because trust me, from all the work that I've done, and I'm also studying a doctorate in mind-body medicine, apparently we are just photocopying the first 7 years of our lives, right? From conception to age 7. All the information goes in. We have no screening mechanism. We can't see that's good, bad, or indifferent, or this is not helpful. We just assume that all of this is normal, and then we base our lives on that. And that also includes our formative thoughts that we have every day in the middle of the night or when you're trying to meditate. And so lucky for me though, when the truck hit me, I realized, all right, well, my life depends on it completely now. I have to put everything that I've learned to the test. And I said to myself, why is this happening for me? So I immediately started to look for the blessings, and I was unrelentless in that. So that helped me to be where I am today. So many of you, of course, have had truck moments, right? A truck moment can be an illness, relationship breakup, just a trauma loop that's always in the background that makes you feel distressed on a low level, distressed day in, day out. Sick children, sick husband, whatever you call it, partner, business failure, calamity weather-wise or in your country, or political calamity, you name it. Every human being has truck moments. So I'm here to help you recover from your truck moments and turn those into power moments. So you come out much more powerful, but the whole point of being powerful, of course, is that you feel alive, that you can have what you want in life, that you can live an inspired life. So you feel inspired every morning to wake up, jump out of bed, and live in, in a positive, friendly relationship with the universe, so that the universe can be your best mate and your business buddy, right? So I wrote something, let's see if I can find it now, because I have lots of papers. All right, here are some thoughts that you can use. Maybe you can write them down if you have a pen. So, why is this happening for me? That's an easy one to remember. And not, why is this happening to me? Just never think that thought. Just banish it from your mind, all right? Because you're only going to get, it's going to lower your frequency, lower your state. You're going to lose power, basically. It's going to shorten your life, ruin your results. So you say, why is this happening for me? How can I turn this around in a way that serves my highest good? That's another one. How can I change the trajectory of my life? Sorry, I'm talking double Dutch today. How can I change the trajectory of my life and become better and not bitter? Because we know that our circumstances can make us bitter, right? But only if we let it, because we can get better and better all the time, trust me. I'm 64 now, my life has never been this good. I never felt so healthy, energized, supported, contented, all the good things that I wanted in my 20s and 30s, that I also wanted to share with my kids, but unfortunately I probably couldn't at the time. I feel like, well, they're home in my body now, or in my garden, metaphorically speaking. Here's a good question though. What blind spot is quietly costing me the most right now? And who can help me see what I cannot access on my own? So there are lots of things that we can't see about ourselves. We can't, figure out our own blind spots, because if we could, we wouldn't have those blind spots, right? And so over the years I realized I needed help to fast forward where I was to where I am today. And in the last 10 years especially, I studied with high-level coaches, and sometimes they were only one step ahead of me, and a lot of the time I know a lot more in my own field with my own practices that I've done from working with clients since the year 99. So I was, I think I was 38 when I opened my clinic, and it was a big adventure, and I'm 64 now, so nearly 30 years. Back in the days before we had online, and it was really hard. People thought it was delusional. I still had little kids at home, but I was determined. I had like a God-given divine idea, and I stayed in my lane when it came to that. That was one thing that I was good at. I did stay in my lane, and I never let it go, because obviously that was my mission in life. My soul mission was to help people stop suffering, improve their quality of life, and beyond that, of course, have a life where you can thrive. So you can't figure out your own blind spots. So I paid coaches to help me find my blind spot, and that can be painful. I had many, right? And then I wrote 3 books about everything that I discovered about myself. You can buy them from Amazon if you want to read my story. So there are 3 books that are Amazon bestsellers. And over the years, Peter and I have had many, many ups and downs as well. I want you to know that it's not always easy, but as long as you stick to your lane and make yourself the priority, focus on your energetic state, that it stays healthy and strong, the universe will support you and will bring you the support in the most amazing ways. Over the years, I've also had old healers, random people who dropped in, people who've passed over now, they're not here anymore. They help me tremendously with the energetic aspect of life, the mystical aspect of life. They basically turned me into a portal where I can detect the energies that create the thoughts in your body and life. So I can use that on myself too. So because I'm brutally honest, if I am in pain or I've got something isn't working out for me, I sit down, I spend time with myself, and I tune into the energy that's driving all of that. And then I can complete that cycle and dissolve it. And this is how I fast forwarded my life tremendously. So I'm telling you all of this, and the story is here, so please go ahead and read all of this because it's very important. You'll find it helpful that you stop recycling everything that's in your recycle bin that you're meant to empty out, so to speak, every day. Just press the emptying on the recycle bin. You do that with the computer. We need to do that with our own self as well in our thinking. And then, energetically speaking, the energies that drive everything and that creates the patterns in your life, that creates health or disaster or everything, that energy you can learn how to heal that, how to work with it intelligently. And I'm here to teach you that if you're interested. So you could be a person who's already done a lot of stuff, or you could be a completely new beginner, new to this field. I want to be the person that ignites something in you, like that stuff that you didn't know even existed inside your own body, and so that you can start to feel the energy and work with it and clear the patterns that causing all the problems and the constriction in your life, so that you can have a life of what we call good fortune. With good fortune, this means you're in alignment with the universe. And this is a gift that I've developed over the years that I don't talk about much because it's hard to explain, but I can, transmit it to you when you spend long enough time with me. And that's why I created the 7-day immersion, where I give a selected few people, like I don't want more than 15 people in the group, so that it's potent energy. I am going to teach these people and share with those people that you, if you want that to be you, everything that I've ever learned. And I've turned it into a system that is easy to follow, a step-by-step system that helps you to hack into people's computers, so that you can also tune in to find the problem in the switchboard, flip the switch, so to speak, and we're doing that with energy. So it's way more sophisticated than Reiki or any other energy work that you've ever done. I had to learn how to do this because my own life and health was at stake. As you know, my story, probably after I got hit by the truck, I was paralyzed, I had spinal injuries, I had a brain injury, I had bleeding everywhere. I was a huge hot mess. And within a very short time, I was fully recovered physically, that is, which was a miracle in itself. Like, I had a broken neck that was healed within 10 days, and my liver was healed. That was like, I had a grade 5 tear that was healed within days. Everything healed super fast, probably because I was already a healer. That proved to me that it worked. What I was doing worked. But then over years, over the next 20 years, I had to learn to really understand the fabric of our existence and maybe fit in, and how I can recreate miracles for myself and for others. So now I'm ready to share all of that with you. You can say yes for yourself, of course. Always think of yourself first, because when your cup is full, you can share happily with other people rather than sharing from empty cup. We know that it doesn't work. I've kept the cost very, very reasonable. This immersion is a world-class immersion. If I lived in America, I could charge 10 times that much, but I'm living in Tasmania and I'm happy to be living in Tasmania and to offer this work with Tasmanians, because I love Australians. So please go ahead and click on the Miracle Immersion website, which will be in the link, and check out if this is something that your soul has been asking you to do. Like, this is a pathway that will bypass all the nonsense, all the hot air, all the distractions that are out there, and it will give you the Swiss Army knife how to heal your life and your own body. So I'll leave this with you. Somebody is knocking on my door, and also, of course, I am still seeing clients in this room. So if you feel stuck somewhere, please go ahead and book a session with me. Bye for now. Thanks for listening.